Who goes there? Is it you, Fusca? I'm Olaf, senior journeyman of the Stone Warden's Brotherhood. It's rare I meet anyone from outside the tribes. I've never set foot beyond the Forlorn Swords, so my knowledge of the wider world is limited. And now, as you can see, I'm here to stay. So tell me, what brings you to us? Or perhaps you prefer I share some wisdom instead? Let me guess. Everyone's falling over themselves to answer the call. No? That's what I thought. This isn't the first time Gerfon has called for a moot to unite against Camelot. And, as you can see, no one's eager to show up. The truth is, the Dalriada are tired of war. Old feuds and fighting off the monsters of the weirdness are burden enough. We're too divided, too worn down to take on a fight beyond the Forlorn Swords. Nothing happened. This is the process of stone sleep. It's my choice. I've chosen to leave this world on my own terms, surrounded by my brothers. The men you see here, frozen in time, are my kin. Each of them embraced the sleep, just as I do now. I know our customs may seem strange to outsiders, but trust me, there's no greater honor for a Stone Warden than to merge with the land we've served. I forget sometimes. Those outside the tribes don't know our ways. It's no secret, so I'll tell you. Stone sleep is how we unite with the land we've worked and protected. It's the highest honor. A chance to become one with the soil that sustained us. We believe it grants a kind of immortality. We are the noblest of orders, forged from the strongest miners and smiths. Our history goes back to the earliest days of the Dalriada in the Forlorn Swords. We serve the land and its hidden treasures. Only the most skilled and devoted are welcomed among us. There's no room for aimless wanderers. We're born of the land, sustained by it, and in the end, we return to it. That's why we embrace the stone sleep. We've never accepted anyone who isn't Dalriada. Not in living memory, anyway. Darvan sticks to traditions like moss on stone. So don't hold your breath. That said, the world's changing. Not necessarily for the better, just shifting. Like the ground beneath our feet is moving, and we can't stop it. We used to say, the world will end before we let outsiders into our ranks. Maybe we cursed ourselves with those words. Don't take it personally if Darvan decides to make an exception for you. I trust his judgment. And if he does, the rest of the Brotherhood will fall in line. Of course she doesn't. She takes after her mother, always trying to keep me close, tied to her apron strings. But Fusca must understand. I'm her father, and she owes me respect. I know she loves me. She proves it every time she cares for this hardening body, even as she opposes my decision. But my mind is made up. It's my right to decide how I leave this world. And my time has come. You won't convince me otherwise, so let's not discuss this further. Let me guess. Fusca sent you. That girl is so stubborn. I can see her pain, but I've carried my own for long enough. It's time for me to go. And I want to go on my terms. This isn't just about tradition. I want the stone sleep. Here, close to Arn, and the others. If you take this from me, you take my dignity and my freedom. I'm glad we could come to an understanding. I couldn't be more grateful. If I may ask, please look after Fusca. She doesn't deserve to face this world alone. You seem honorable. She could use that in her life. I believe, in time, she'll come to understand. And maybe even forgive me.
Yes? Do you have any news? I'd feel taken care of if you hadn't let my father die. Get out of my sight! I want nothing to do with you, traitor! What was I thinking? Trusting someone outside the tribe? How foolish I've been. Maybe one day I'll understand why my father chose tradition over me. But you know the worst part? Deep down, I already know you're right. I kept hoping his love for me would be stronger than his devotion to the Brotherhood. Well, I'm not the first nor the last child to let their longing for closeness cloud their judgment. Now leave me. I want to be alone. And thank you. Despite everything. You're right. Maybe I will understand one day. Emotions catch up with reason eventually. They always do.
goes there. So if perhaps it's for the best that I won't live to see the old. The eldest brothers say that whoever dares claim the crown and steps through the gate will bring calamity upon Avalon. What kind of calamity? No one knows. Or perhaps no one wants to say. That's all I can tell you. I hope they're just old tales. But if not, I hope you return whole. I've grown to like you. It's been ages since I've had such a long conversation. Nothing happened. The men I know. We're. We don't. You. Let me guess. If you. What are you doing? No! How could you?
Yes? So, you used the potion? Thank you, Medder! You have no idea how grateful I am. We don't have much, but please, take my mother's necklace. It's a fine piece of Delrida craftsmanship. You'll get a good price for it. Everything will be fine now. You'll see. With me looking after him, he'll get better in no time. Ah, it's you. As you can see, Father is back home. He hasn't said a single word to me since I found him. You've done more than enough already. Father remains silent and I can't make him speak. Without words, there's no way to find a solution. And I'm slowly coming to terms with that. It's not your fault he won't speak. But I miss his voice.
So tell me.
Fancy woman up by the... Think of me when you're breaking someone's bones.
Beware. Well met, I hope you're thinking with your head, not your heart, and certainly not anything else. From where I stand, it seems like you two only thought about yourselves, not her father. Olaf had been longing for the stone sleep for years, afraid it might never come for him. When his skin began to harden, he was overjoyed. and you tore that happiness away from him without mercy. Honestly, it's a miracle I can even tolerate you right now. Though perhaps there is a way you could be of use to the Stone Wardens and change my mind about you. If you complete it, I'll be impressed. None of our own brothers have managed it yet. Go to the heart of the mountain, not far from here. Beneath a heap of stone lies the entrance to a very important place. Buried, thinks Tryggvi. Once he began taking the giant's power for himself, he decided the Stone Warden Brotherhood no longer suited his vision for the Dalrita. So he brought the whole thing down, sealed off the heart of our work, the place where the Brotherhood once fulfilled its true purpose. We've tried to clear it. We failed. I suspect magic was involved. Even the Thoid, those few who don't share our mutual dislike, would have no help. Here, this is the song we used to sing to get inside. It should work. I don't know why it doesn't work for us anymore. Maybe you'll find the right tones to move the blasted pile of stones. Hardly, I'll admit. If you manage to succeed, you'll have proven yourself more capable than many of our kin, but you still won't be Dalrita, and I have no power to change that. The other brothers would never agree to break tradition. The Stone Warden Brotherhood is a brotherhood of the Dalrita. That's the end of it. I'm sorry. I won't stand in your way, but don't count on it. Not once in my lifetime has an outsider become Dalrita. The Forgeborn, no doubt. And likely a pack of ice abominations. Something must have quelled the Forgeborn's flame. The Forgeborn fed our forge, and its flame never died. That's all I can say until the matter is resolved. If you fail, the secret of the Forgeborn stays with us. Vile things, woman-shaped, cursed. No idea where they came from, but they can freeze a man to the bone. One alone couldn't bring down the Forgeborn, which means there must be a whole swarm. Hard to say what they feed on, but the Forgeborn hasn't rekindled, so I assume they're still in there. Then by all means, try. If you fail, you won't be the first. Others have tried. All of them failed. And don't forget to rid the place of whatever it was that smothered the Forgeborn. It should recover on its own, if the threat is gone. Until next time. Well met. The girl must not have been happy about it, huh? But there was no other way. Olaf had been longing for the stone sleep for years. Fusca will understand in time. I'll send someone to check on her, just to make sure she doesn't do anything unworthy of her Dalrita blood. You know, outsider, now that I think of it, our brotherhood has a problem that might suit someone of your questionable talents. If you complete it, I'll be... Go to the heart of the mountain. Not once he began taking... So he brought the whole... We've... Here. Maybe you'll find. Hardly. But I will. The four. Then by all. If you fail, and don't forget. Until next.
Trust.
Well met, traveler. So we felt. I truly didn't believe you'd manage it. But from the beginning, I sensed something in you. Something different, perhaps. Not entirely natural. In any case, remarkable work. Accept this gift in thanks for what you've done. Ah, yes, I did, didn't I? A word given is a word bound. The Forge Board is one of the Brotherhood's greatest achievements, and one of its darkest sins. Generations ago, a master named Orhan grew convinced the other brothers sought to steal his smithing secrets. In the frenzy of paranoia, he sang a guardian into being, then another, each more volatile than the last, until his creation slipped beyond his control. He did, though they say he showed no signs until it was far too late. Our Forgeborn is one of his final works, and one of the most powerful. It's a miracle we managed to claim it, to bend its fire to our service without letting it slip into blood rage. Now you understand why its existence must remain secret. Were the offer to learn what fuels our forge, it would be the end of the Brotherhood, with or without Thrigva to lead the charge. Maybe. But first, we talk. And I expect you to speak plainly. Lie to me, and you can forget I ever saw you as anything close to an equal. Let alone someone honorable enough to join the Stone Warden Brotherhood without Dalrita blood. You understand? Good. I heard what you did in Kunakt, with their Minhir, fading fast until you passed by. That wasn't a coincidence. And I'll admit, the last task, the collapsed entrance and the Forgeborn, that was a test. I needed proof for a theory of mine. Now tell me, you're not alone, are you? You carry a power only the Four Dwellers ever had. No need to explain. I already have my suspicions. There's more to you. Or someone inside you. Someone important. Someone with the power to bend Avalon's fate. If I were you, I'd keep that particular companion well hidden among the Dalrita. We have our own legends about King Arthur. Like it or not, we owe him for bringing us to Avalon and granting us these lands. That our king will return, awaken our giants, and command the weirdness to serve him. And watching how you handle places thick with the cursed mist, I'd wager the king's return is near. But the truth is, you're handling the weirdness faster and better than anyone I've ever seen. And there's got to be a reason for that. So if I'm right, and I may very well be, then I have a task truly fit for King Arthur himself. And that's no figure of speech. It's in a place only a returning king could ever reach. It's about our lost tribe. Not Gunvaldur, who was slaughtered to the last, but Orkrata, who truly vanished. Many of our Stone Warden kin were among them, including our former commander, Hovar. Honor demands we find them and lay them to rest properly. The trouble is, not a single body has ever been found, despite all our searching. The finest fine hunters overturned every stone and came back with nothing. The trail leads to the gate of the Four Dwellers in an abandoned village. We sang to the stones, trying to open it, but the gate wouldn't budge. Once it glowed blue, but that was all. That tells me something far more powerful than any Dalrita blacksmith or miner is guarding it from within. I don't know, but I expect you'll find the Ogirata there, one way or another. Mother only knows what might have happened behind this weirdness gate for it to be so fortified. With power that strong. Complete this task, and you'll be worthy of joining the Stone Warden Brotherhood. If you achieve this, miracle, believe me, whether or not you're Dalrita will no longer matter. Ask your inner friend for help if you're scared. May Mother's strength guide your hand in battle. Until next time. Be well.
so there are people here. For you! I was starting to worry I'd gotten lost. Yeah, this is quite a peculiar place to live, isn't it? Very empty. Very still. Do I? I'm not sure. It's the stillness, you see. Like something has snatched all the humans away. Left the houses behind, as if they'd never been lived in at all. It does bring back memories, although they're rather hazy. Frenzied even. Oh, ignore me. It's probably nothing. Oh, and it's bloody cold. Why would anyone choose to live here? I mean, perfectly fine if you do. Each to their own and all that. It's just, I like my places cosy, warmer, less miserably desolate. You know the type. Oh, me? I was supposed to meet a friend here. Not you. Although, I am very glad to see you. I met my other dear friend, Win. She made me a promise I'd visit her someday and, well, here I am. It's just, I couldn't exactly send word ahead. And it looks like she might be out? Gladly. Win's a merchant, just like me. She even promised to share some tips. Said our whole tribe's known for being excellent traders. Maybe that's what's happened. They've all gone off to trade somewhere. I've heard that merchants travel in flocks, sometimes. I only hope she's keeping herself safe this time. When I first met her, I actually saved her from a terrible fate. 5 years? 10? I'm not very good with time. Or numbers, really. I think it's the numbers that are the problem. But you know how it goes. You mean to visit, and then something comes up, so you reschedule, and then you forget entirely. Keep thinking, there's something I was meant to do. And then poof, you wander into the very place you were supposed to be all along. So, anyway, I'm here now, and that's what counts, isn't it? She mistook a Kelpie for a horse. Can you believe it? I found her just moments before he would have dragged her underwater. Normally, I wouldn't step between a Kelpie's teeth and his next meal. But we'd known each other quite well once, and he was rather mad at me. Luckily, he forgot all about Win. Lucky for her, I mean. Less lucky for me. But all's well that ends well, right? And I got a new friend out of it. Has it? Really? Dear me, how time flies. Oh, I may have severely underestimated how long I've spent in this realm. It hardly feels like a century at all. But that means... Oh no. Oh dear, tell me. Humans aren't known to live nearly 200 years, are they? Well, I suppose that makes me a rather terrible friend, doesn't it? So much time has passed, and this land is still such a mystery to me. There's so much I haven't seen, haven't learned. Could you do me a favour? Win once told me she lived in a house with painted doors. The only one like it in the whole settlement. Would you be so kind as to bring me something of hers? A keepsake? Something to remind me a bit more mindful next time. I tried, but the doors are so odd. Are all doors that odd? I barely touched the handle, and I felt I might fall asleep right there on the doorstep, and that seemed very impolite. I really thought I had doors figured out by now. Thank you. That means a great deal to me. I'll place it with the rest of my treasures, somewhere safe, where I won't accidentally sell it again. That's happened once, or twice. Oh, I have. Well, almost. I saw a 7-leaf clover. I wanted to pick it, but I got chased off by a bear. I also found a hazelnut with a pearl inside. Funnily enough, the pearl still tasted like a hazelnut. I ate something, that's for sure. My feet were tingling for an hour afterwards. I don't know. It's a bizarre place. The people here are obsessed with weaponry, to the point where they get offended at my lack of interest and want to fight me about it. They also want to fight me for no reason at all. I was called a bloody Pict, a bloody Theod, and a bloody outsider. And I only know what the last one means. But on the other hand, I did manage to sell some of my wares, although the haggling here can go on for ages. Well, first of all, while I appreciate your honesty, there are times when it's not needed to this extent. You try trading for things like a firstborn child or a song that nobody's heard in hundreds of years, and then suddenly find out everything's just worth gold. How am I supposed to know what the conversion rate is? I could still trade in the traditional way, but what would I even do with a child? And I do like songs, but just listening at the window of a tavern is much less of a hassle. Oh, a surprise! I love surprises. Oh, that's vile. Get those away from me. I'll have you know, this is not funny. It's needlessly cruel. Trust me, I know a thing or two about that. Those shackles are horrible. I'm getting hives from just looking at them. Where did you even get them? Trap me? Why? I didn't do anything to her. And this time, I'm quite sure about it. That's disturbingly familiar. She would have made me feel right at home if I'd annoyed someone much more important and powerful. But that is precisely why I left in the first place. Humans were supposed to be different, better. That was the entire point. You're one to talk. Do I really need to remind you that you decided to steal from me after I invited you into my home? I may have forgiven you for that, but don't think I've forgotten. It happened just yesterday. Or sometime close to that. Well, that sounds dreadful. You're all just stumbling about through your short lives, destroying everything good you touch, and then starting over. It must be exhausting. I don't know why I want to stay and be part of that. Oh, really? Name one. Fine. So there are good people out there. I only wish I'd met one of them instead. All right. So there are good people out there, fine. I haven't met them. Maybe I'm just not meant to. Maybe that's a sign I should just go back. I don't know. Why do you even care? Oh, that's... well, obviously not surprising, I mean. Who wouldn't like me? I'm terribly charming after all. Except, it's a bit of a surprise. It's been a long time since I felt... liked. Thank you. I'll stay. At least for now. I also have something for you. As a token of our friendship. Because I quite like you too. That's so sweet. I feel dreadful for forgetting my promise, but also glad that she remembered me despite it all. I was a terrible friend, but she wasn't. Thank you, truly. From now on, I'll try to be more like Wynne to those I hold dear, even though there's only a few of them. Oh well, the fewer there are, the easier to keep them close and never let them go. Are you all right? You seem a bit overwhelmed. Unless it's one of those disturbing human ailments. Have you eaten something off the floor? I hear you're not supposed to do that. That's very kind of you to say, but I'm not sure if myself fits very well in this world. I don't think I want to stay an outcast forever. I've had trouble shedding my nature, although I know I've been pretty good at keeping it hidden. My kind are deceptive, cruel, always playing tricks. But that's not who I want to be. I want to be like Wynne, or like you, good, kind, honest. Truly human, not just pretending. Maybe not, but I seem to have excellent taste in humans. Not literally. I didn't mean that literally. What I meant is, now I have something to aim for. To be like you. Maybe just a bit more charming. Though, perhaps being slightly boring is the entire point of humanity. Oh. But she seems so nice, so kind. I really thought I'd left all that cruelty and deceptiveness behind when I crossed over. Humans were supposed to be better than us. You're one to talk. I may have... Or... Well, that sounds... It must... Oh. Fine. All right, maybe... I don't... Oh, I also...
Halt! Bow your head when you stand before the king. Bow before King Nobody, the indomitable defender, the scourge of his enemies, the slayer of monsters. I am King Nobody the Bold, King Nobody the Strong, King Nobody the Great. I see you come from distant lands. What brings you here? Do you bear gifts for your lord, or a sword in your hand to take my crown? So you know who you stand before? You've heard of my glory. Splendid. You may stay and we shall converse. The greatest this world has ever known. My heroic deeds are immortalized on the walls of this very throne room. I won the Battle of the Six Chieftains. I conquered the weirdness and defeated the beasts of the mist. I endured the trials of iron and fire and claimed the crown of the Kings of Kings. The chieftains of the five Delarida tribes stood united against me. I faced them alone on a rocky plain, with a sword in one hand and an axe in the other. They lunged at me like wild dogs, yelling that I was not worthy, that I should leave their lands. I killed them one by one, and their blood flowed like a river. They wished to shame me, to strip me of my name and cast me out. But their bodies laid on the plain, and I am remembered in songs. I braved the great water on a raft made of leather and bone. I sailed day and night, and when the thick weirdness came, I drank it in with every breath. I reached a land that had never been marked on any map. I went into a valley shrouded by dense fog when the beast sprang at me. It wore a skull in place of a face, with 3 eyes and gaping jaws bristling with teeth. I lunged at it and split its skull with a single blow. It didn't even have time to howl. I was barely a child. They strapped a breastplate on me twice as heavy as I was, and forced me to walk across burning ash. I could barely stand on my feet as the iron pressed me into the coals. I walked a few steps and... No, I did not fall. I walked without hesitation. Yes, I remember it well. Everyone was cheering, and the elders of the tribe proclaimed me the High Chieftain, the King of Kings. It's my name. I gave it to myself. I never had to ask anyone. I have a name. Don't you dare tell me I don't. This is the name of the greatest ruler and warrior to have ever lived. Speak it with respect, or meet my blade. You must either be blind or foolish to say such a thing. Look at all these walls, covered in the chronicles of my glory. Look at all the gold I wear. Look at my throne. No one has ever managed to take it from me. Ha! So you do have eyes. Know my grace. I will allow you to stay and continue admiring my majesty. Arthur? The one who claimed the right to rule Avalon for himself? Arthur, in whose name Camelot is killing the Delarita? Face me in a duel. I will show you who the only true king is. I had a name. I had it. I am a nobody again. I don't want to be a nobody. The king is dead. Long live the king. The throne is yours. Respect it. The throne. I... The... I...
My fingers snapped off like twigs. And I didn't even feel it until they were gone. My fingers. Cold. It's so cold. Oh, Veiled One, have mercy on us. I should not have doubted. I never should have doubted. The Queen of Winter. The Veiled One. Kailach. She watched over us, blessed us with so many gifts, but we were unworthy. We betrayed her and now we pay the price. I was once Shauna, priestess of Kailach, keeper of the herd. But now I am no one. I don't deserve my name. I was faithless. I ruined us all. The days grew colder, the night darker. We once lived in abundance with creatures to hunt and wares to sell. Not even swine dared tread where we roamed. Shielded by Kailach's blessing. Our goods were coveted all across the forlorn swords. But then the animals vanished, the wealth dried up, and my faith, it faltered. Now I see. I never should have doubted. The sacred herd, the weird deers of the Veiled One. They were mine to watch over, mine to protect, but they belonged to the goddess. They were never mine to give. I saw their blood staining the snow and understood the meaning of sacrilege. The gold coins felt heavy in my pocket, but my soul felt heavier still. The coins still burn in my pocket, even after all this time. The herd is gone, and with it, so much more.
I walked until my toes broke. Didn't feel a thing. I walked.
Who dares to stand before the Queen of Winter? Let me have a look at you. Your soul is strong. Nothing like those mewling weaklings who dared to call themselves my chosen. Have you come to bow before me? Impudent! You reek of sun, warmth, and drying leaves. Of a world that knows no winter. Don't mistake me for your pathetic all-mother. I am no merciful goddess. I demand respect. That's better. You may speak, but remember your place. Those weak fools assumed my favor was endless, that I would coddle them like the gods of Summerlands do. But a few years of harsh wind and biting frost was all it took for them to turn away from me. They forgot how to endure, how to live with hardship, like spoiled children. They were not worthy of calling themselves my chosen. I entrusted them with the herd for safekeeping, not to be slaughtered, not for meat, nor hide, nor bone. And yet, they failed even in that simple task. That pathetic wench who dared call herself my priestess sold them for a handful of coins. Ungrateful. Every lost one of them. They were chosen by the Queen of Winter, so I showed them Winter's wrath. I turned their faithless hearts to ice, froze the blood in their veins. Now they know true cold, the kind that blackens limbs and silences breath. They swallowed it, became ice. Only then did they understand that I had been merciful before. I am patient, like a frozen river is patient. I felt the land shift. I sensed the weirdness drawing near. I have always known I would be free. And now, my moment has come. Rejoice, mortal, for you shall become the new vessel of Kaliath. I will bring winter back to the land. All of Avalon will feel my wrath.
should. I but. Not but. This but. The veiled one, what? The Queen of Winters.
Who don't and the only freedom they deserve is the cold embrace of the void. They are owed no mercy, not from me, not from anyone. I cannot abide weakness. That is why I'm pleased that the body you've brought me is so strong. It will serve perfectly as the vessel of my return. The time of endless autumn is over. Now, let winter take hold of the land in perfect stillness.
The Queen of... The Queen...
You've returned. What news do you bring of Oriata? What? The legend was true. Incredible! Please accept my apologies, my lord. I never intended to put you in danger.
I believe he's speaking to me. Allow me to respond. So, you tried to dispose of my friend here. Is this the famed honor of the Del Rita?
My lord, I would never wish harm upon you or your vessel. I only sought to be certain it was truly you before sharing our Brotherhood's most guarded secret. Believe me, my lord, you won't be disappointed. This could be the very weapon you need upon your return. The Stone Warden Brotherhood has always remained loyal to you, as sworn by Ephraim the First, who had the honor of knowing you.
Ephraim. I remember him well. A loyal warrior, a wise man. I'm glad he founded the Stone Warden Brotherhood. Then, Darvan, grant us knowledge of this secret.
Of course, my lord. You need only walk the Jarl's path. At its end, you'll find a chamber where we guard our greatest weapon.
Then lead on. Let us walk the path.
Yes, my king. I shall await you at the entrance. When you're ready, I'll open the way.
Welcome. Goodbye.
Some, like the All-Mother, the Morrigan, and the Stag-Father, yes. But there were many others as well. It feels like we once had a god or godling for every little thing. I suppose that kind of faith faded with time. Maybe people stopped needing gods for their small troubles when every problem began to feel larger than life. I used to follow the beliefs of my clan, but I abandoned them long ago. I'm not one for blind, mindless faith. After that, I believed in ideas, in people. I believed anything could be achieved if you put your mind to it, especially on Avalon. Now, I'm not sure what I believe in anymore. I'd rather not talk about it any further.
You're here, my king. And you, friend of our brotherhood. Beyond these doors lies what you've been searching for. I trust you'll keep this secret to yourselves. Here, this is the song that'll grant you passage. I know the door will yield before you. A great power, thankfully tamed. A meeting with what made us who we are now. I can tell you no more. You must see it with your own eyes. I wouldn't dare. What waits within, I've already seen it long ago, and I know what it demands. But if a moment comes, one that calls for a choice, I trust you'll act in the spirit of the Stone Warden Brotherhood. No brother chooses alone. Well then.
So, it is you. You finally come. Set us free. We only wanted to know you.
We cannot endure this any longer.
Grant us freedom. You are different from the others. We cannot endure this any longer. Yes, we were trying to communicate with you. Only the Del Rita answered our call. In return, we shared the secret of singing weird steel from stone with them. We were friends once.
Ephraim, known as the First, bound us with words of power. He said, "We will protect you and your knowledge will be ours."
We thought that teaching you would grant us freedom. Freedom to return to our people.
But no. He bound us instead, calling it protection. And he demanded we repay the debt with our knowledge. Almost. At first we settled nearby and built a workshop where we tried to communicate with you. We were binding your gods to grant us a voice. but we were interrupted and forced to flee to the mountains.
That's where we met Ephraim. The only one who didn't raise a fist against us. He wanted to speak with us.
We want to be free. Please, expand the space that confines us. Remove the chains that bind us. Only then can we leave this place. We will make no more promises to humankind.
You will have to trust us, as we trusted you centuries ago.
There is nothing to think about. Set us free. Honor the oath Ephraim made.
Enough. Let the mortal decide freely. Do not delay your decision, mortal. We will accept your judgment, whatever it may be.
Well then, what do you make of it? Well then, I won't argue with you, but you should know, my biggest concern is keeping their invaluable knowledge with us. Without it, the Stone Wardens would crumble, and with them, the art of stone singing. I don't need to tell you how important weird steel weaponry will be for the war that's coming. Every brother of the Stone Wardens knows. But don't misunderstand. We've wanted to release those poor souls for years. None of us, however, have mastered the weirdness well enough to break their chains. That's why I look to you, hoping you can right the wrongs left by our founder. I want their knowledge to stay with us, but for them to finally gain their freedom. Through touch, those who prove their worth to the Brotherhood are allowed into their chamber. There they receive, well, you might call it a blessing. The knowledge transfers directly into the Brother's mind. Over time, they are granted the gift of slipping into the stone dream. Why does that surprise you? For us, it's the height of enlightenment. The body turns to stone, but the mind journeys beyond, to the heart of pure potency, to the very essence of the weirdness, where the fallen foredwellers reside. That is the ultimate dream of every Stone Warden. I trust that with the King's advice, you'll make the right choice. I'll be here, waiting for your decision. Well then.
So, mortal, what is your decision?
No more promises. Set us free.
Silence, brother. That can be arranged. You know it. You must understand, mortal. Ephraim the First knew this too. He simply didn't believe us.
He preferred chains over trusting the Avalonians.
Go now, mortal. Break the chains. Let us finally be free. Let us... You've kept your word, so we shall keep ours.
Now I will fulfill my promise to you, sister. Go, and warn our kin of what humans are capable of.
I will go. You may join me. This mortal has proven worthy.
I cannot. My soul is tainted with hatred. I cannot return to the source. May my blood and that of the mortal cleanse me of my anger. Then we shall meet again.
Until we meet again, my brother. Thank you, mortal.
It is true. You are the first mortal in ages to prove worthy of our knowledge, and yet I must kill you in battle or fall trying. Only through this can I purify my soul and return to my kin.
You're here. I heard there was a battle, but those liars must have sealed the entrance. Mater be my witness. I would have fought by your side. Praise Mother, and to you, great King Arthur, and to you, his trusted confidant. Thanks to you, the Brotherhood endures, and the heavy burden of our founder's sin has been lifted. I'll notify the brothers to focus all our efforts on forging weapons. There's no rush, but we will put the knowledge to good use. Thank you for intervening, my lord, and to you, my friend. It is an honor to welcome you to the Stone Warden Brotherhood. From now on, my home is your home. Should you ever need anything, you'll find me at the Stone Warden's Hall.
Your decision was just. Imprisoning the Four Dwellers for centuries. I would never have expected such a thing from Ephraim the First. Nor from the Four Dwellers themselves, that even after such long captivity, they would still choose to honor their word, leaving behind the knowledge the Stone Wardens so desperately sought. You should not be surprised that one of them challenged you to a duel. It was a matter of honor, a way to hasten their return home. A small price to pay for the grace they showed the Stone Wardens when they were under no obligation to grant it.
Oh, hello there.
Good to see you. The world's too big to sit still.
Nice to see you.
Take care now.
Good to see. Luck.
Thank you.
Oh, please hurry.
At least the worms back there were good. So fat and juicy. Oh, you're alive. Quite surprising, given your penchant for consuming potions from strange humans. Yes, yes. As you can see, I live here now. In Connect. That's the one. You humans have an odd way of naming things. Anyway, never mind that. I assume that someone from your species on such occasions would say something like, "Oh, good to see you," or perhaps, "Oh, get the quack off my land." But let's not bother with formalities. Is there any particular reason we should be having this conversation? If not, allow me to go back to pecking and shitting. Ugh. What? Did I hear that correctly? Are you actually asking me why I left the keep? Well, maybe the reason was some bloody human exposing me. Now calm down, Muriel. Calm down. You shouldn't let yourself get upset so easily. Listen, after we had our little talk, I wasn't sure what you were planning to do. I've seen enough of what people like you are capable of. That's all. I'm not there anymore. I'm here now. Oh, they would have laughed at you. They would have thought you were insane. Yes, I considered it a possible outcome, but still, I didn't want to skip. What if one of those loons took you seriously? I could almost feel their growing fear. And their stomachs were growling louder and louder. Shoo, shoo. Fine, spit it out. Save it. All day, every day, all I can hear is, "Here, little chickies," from that woman. Ugh, it makes my blood boil. I can't take it anymore. False niceties, all of them. A few days ago, I saw them cut Mike's head off. The poor sod was alive for a bit after that. He ran around, kicked his feet. The humans came to gawk at him for a while and then left. Then they finished him off and ate him. Well, that's humanity for you. You humans are painfully predictable. I found out nothing new about your lot. I've learned that the local lord has a problem with making decisions. Decisions that must be made, and quickly. The men here in this village is going out. And the weirdness is nearing. If everything continues as before, I think you can guess how it all might end. You must be joking! I am the spy here, so I should be the one extracting information from you. Besides, I'm sure if you look around hard enough, you'll find your answers. Your species has achieved exceptional skill in sticking your noses in everyone else's business. I gather you don't like it here all that much. I don't like it anywhere. Nothing but sad faces and disgusting seeds. This place, though, grime, crime, and slime. Loads of beggars pecking at scraps thrown at them by other humans. Just like me. For quack's sake, I'm sick of this chatter. Just go already, human. Back to wherever you came from. You again. Just great. For quack's sake. Here, nothing but shriveled carrots. Shoo, shoo. Done talking?
You need something? Stop! Not one step further. Say what you're doing here right now. After Flan died, I was told to check everyone who comes near the prison. You haven't heard? He was killed in broad daylight, right here. No one knows who did it. Who'd want to get rid of poor, decent Flan? But I've got a hunch. I'm not the only one either. I've got proof. Here, read it yourself if you don't believe me. Didn't think you came here just to keep me company. Look, I'm not like Flan. Either sign the visitor's book or leave a generous donation to help fix up this dump. All right, go on in. You. See you then.
Eyes forward. Well, look who it is. The one who reignited the men here. I must say I'm impressed. Tell me, how did you manage to do that? You've got a vivid imagination, I'll give you that. But, soul of a king or not, you clearly have a knack for getting things done. Tell me, would you like to help further? The people of Kunakt are in need, and someone like you could make all the difference. The fields of Kunakt are dying, their lifeblood drained by the creeping weirdness. If the crops fail, the people starve, and starving people are restless people. That cannot happen. Properly placed, they can shield the farmlands long enough for a harvest to be salvaged. It's not the perfect solution, but it's a start. And if the people see that the priests care for their well-being, they'll be more inclined to trust us. I need someone capable to handle this. Someone like you. You've seen them around, no doubt. They're simple enough in appearance, but the knowledge to craft them isn't as common as you'd think. Unfortunately, I don't have the recipe myself. If I did, this wouldn't be an issue. You'll need to find someone who knows the craft, someone familiar with the weirdness or the old ways. But be cautious. Those who keep such knowledge don't part with it easily. Secrets, after all, are a kind of power. But I'm sure you'll manage. You've done the impossible before. A druid would be ideal, of course. They hold the deepest ties to the old ways and to the secrets of the weirdness. Here they have Maggot, but I wouldn't count on him if I were you. But there may be others who might help. Furket, the local inventor, has a knack for turning scraps of knowledge into working tools. If not him, perhaps someone who deals in druidic artifacts. Collectors sometimes know more than they let on. Legate Denholm won't be pleased. He prefers the weirdness close. It makes travel to Camelot faster. But this isn't about his ambitions. It's about the people of Kunagt and what they need to survive. Help me do this, and you'll have not only my gratitude, but the gratitude of every farmer whose fields we save. So, my Menhir Whisperer, what say you? Will you lend a hand and help the people of Kunagt? Good. I knew you'd see the importance of this. Together, we'll keep the fields alive and the people fed. For now, at least. Once you have the lanterns, they need to be placed around the farmlands. Start with the fields of Reese and Ida. They work as a couple and have some of the largest crops in Kunagt. Then head to the lands of Rob and Gil. They're brothers and, while they're stubborn, their fields are crucial to the town's food supply. Without their harvest, we'd be in serious trouble. Position the lanterns carefully. Their glow will push back the weirdness, at least for a time. It won't be a permanent solution, but it's what we need to survive the season. One warning is all you get.
Ah, you must be the one I've heard so much about. A curious figure. Navigating the shadows of Connacht. Solving problems where others stumble. Allow me to introduce myself. Brother Vitus, humble servant of the Red Church, or so the official title goes. I prefer to think of myself as an architect of change. The kind that reshapes institutions and realigns priorities. The church as it stands is stagnant, weighed down by those who use it as a platform for ambition rather than service. Fabius, for instance, is a fine example of what I aim to correct. I seek reform. Nothing so dramatic as rebellion, of course. A more elegant approach is required. One must lay the groundwork, build alliances, and ensure that when the time comes, the transition is seamless. On parchment, yes. In practice, let's just say the hierarchy of the Red Church is more fluid than it appears. Fabius holds the title, but titles are transient. Influence, vision, and the ability to shape the Church's future, those are what truly matter. And in those areas, he's sorely lacking. Let him bask in his authority while it lasts. The tides are shifting, and soon enough, even he will see that he's relying on borrowed time. I'd like to ask you to speak with Anselm, Yvain's major domo. He's a man of considerable influence. He holds the respect of the people and the keys to the court. Should Yvain's position become vacant, Anselm will step into power. A useful ally, wouldn't you agree? But Anselm is cautious, perhaps even suspicious of anyone bearing the church's seal. This is where you come in. Fabius, in his infinite wisdom, has forbidden the Red Priests from participating in the matters of the court. That's just how he is. Very eager to maintain his spotless image. Fortunately, I have no shortage of resourceful individuals willing to assist. Excellent. I knew you'd see potential in this opportunity. Together, we'll ensure Anselm sees the value of our efforts. The caravan is on its way. Find it, secure the supplies, and deliver them along with my greetings. Take whatever else you find. Coins, trinkets, that sort of thing. But the sealed crates? They must go to Anselm untouched. Consider it a sign of good faith. Do this, and you'll have my gratitude. And perhaps more.
Didn't expect to see you here.
Stop that! Right now!
What do you want?
Oh, it's you. You look, well, all things considered. I always knew you had to have survived. There simply wasn't any other possibility. Ah, no. Sadly not. I apologize for my forwardness. It's just, I've read so much about you. I feel as though we've known each other for ages. I've spent hours poring over the drawings of your vascular system. Enough that I'm fairly certain I could recreate them from memory. I'm so glad you're here now. If there's anything you need, please let me know. I'd be happy to help. Oh, no. That honor fell to others. I was merely a silent admirer. Though I have to say, I do think they were rather heavy-handed with you. I've heard no one had much faith in you, but that doesn't excuse carelessness, don't you think? Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say all along. A softer touch wouldn't go amiss. Some of them acted like butchers hacking away at a fresh carcass. There should be a sense of respect for their patients, a kind of reverence. Suffering is sacred, not something to be enjoyed. Why, indeed. I have my suspicions, but nothing I can say for certain. Not yet, at least. You left so suddenly. Your case was in chaos. Incomplete notes, no one willing to talk. It was all very frustrating. That said, I do know a few things about what happened to you. And, more importantly, about the people who allowed it to happen. I'd need to dig through my notes, though. In the meantime, there's something I'd like you to help me with. Straight to the point, I see. Oh, I do like you. You've got a sharp mind, and I'm really glad they didn't break it by accident. I need items touched by the weirdness. It's a personal fascination of mine. The way the weirdness reshapes even the most ordinary things is incredible. It can take something entirely mundane, like, well, you, for example, and turn it into something extraordinary and unrecognizable. Bring me a few of these items, and by then I should be ready to share what I know about the experiments. Now, is there anything else? Go forth and thrive, or struggle. I'll find it interesting either way.
Sorry. I've kept you long enough.
Welcome back. Please, go safely.
Got something for me to look.
Oh, it's you. Thanks for the interest, but I'm not taking commissions anymore. That's really how you want to spend your time? There's no telling how much of it you've got left. Well, sure life. Go on, have a look at my masterpieces, and pretend they mean something. My name's Delia. I spent years working in art. Mostly decorating walls and ceilings, though I carved a few statues for Lord Yvain as well. It's only recently I realized what a waste of time it all was. I used to spend entire days in the studio, carving, painting, cutting off from the world. This whole business with Camelot opened my eyes. The men here was just there. I never thought it could go out forever. People have lived on Avalon for 600 years. How long have we got left before the weirdness swallows us whole? 5, maybe? How does art stop that? Has it ever protected anyone? Fed anyone? Driven the weird back? Or whatever crawled out of it? I want to do something. Help somehow. But what am I meant to say? Oh, your house is on fire. Don't panic. Come see me, I'll paint you a nice landscape. I was an artist for, what, 15, 16 years? Believe me, most people just want a nice mosaic on the wall so their neighbors get jealous. At best, art lets you forget the world for a moment. But it's just that. A moment. Doesn't change anything. You bought a house in Kunart, even though everyone else is leaving. Well, I won't lecture you on investments. I wasted my own time quite spectacularly. As for helping you decorate, I have to decline. Sorry, I don't see the point, especially with the weirdness about to flood the town. You mean go out with my head held high? Face the end? And laugh in its face? There's something seductively romantic in that vision. Like shouting into the oncoming void. I'm still here. I still think and feel. All right. I'll take the commission. Tell me what you need from me. If relocation actually happens, I don't know if I'll go. The capital will need workers and sharp minds to try and delay the end of the world. Can't say I'd be much use. Maybe I shouldn't. But lately, it doesn't feel like the world's ending. It feels like it already has. People just haven't accepted it yet.